Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another crypto live stream. I hope everything is working splendidly, and I hope that my introduction was done properly too. Now, it might be that the stream lags a little bit. If that's the case, I am very, very sorry, but I'm going to do it in the way that I usually go about these things now, okay? So I'm going to make sure that I just give you guys all the topics in the comment section down below or in the description a little bit later. And basically, I would just make sure that there's topics in that little section right there. I'm noticing a lot of you guys are having issues loading in. I'm seeing a couple of issues on my phone myself. Can you guys all see the video? Is it all cool? Again, for all of you just tuning in later or something like that, you can always check the description because there'll be timestamps for all the different topics because I'll just write them down as we go on my phone with the perfect date form. So let me quickly check on my phone if I can watch. Yes, seems good to go. We have 170 people. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Okay, so let's first of all here start my little notepad so I can get going. Okay, there we go. Okay, so from the get-go here, guys, I want to quickly say the reason I called this an urgent update is mostly because right now things are going down. The entire crypto market is falling down, and many people have been asking me, even though I've already made a small update, can you, in easier words, just summarize exactly what's going on and why everything is falling this much? And are you panicking and whatnot? So, in the easiest words, guys, the markets right now are falling for two main reasons. One, there's a quote-unquote big collapse over in China. And two, that basically is potentially also because of that, is the stock market falling. So the whole China ordeal, guys, actually has a couple of different layers and is a story that goes on quite a significant while further. It actually has to do with a couple of days ago. There was this entire debacle over in China about the real estate, basically. And I don't want to really bore you too much with the Chinese real estate because, once more, that's something you have to really do some digging on to get the full story. Just know that many different articles like the Wall Street Journal and everywhere around the internet right now are talking about the connections between the Chinese real estate market, or more specifically, China. I mean, China's always there. And crypto. Why? Well, because of this specific part right here. Let me again put a timestamp right there so I can switch over the topic. Tether. It was alleged, basically, that Tether was involved with these China real estate area, and more specifically, that Tether had kind of some literal money bond with this Evergrande company, which is the real estate developer over in China, which is having some major issues. And they're literally calling the collapse, which we're seeing right now over there, as big, or potentially as big, as the Lehman Brothers collapse. If you don't know what that is, type it into the freaking internet because you're new to the markets, I guess. But oh damn, is this a really interesting story. So again, I'm not sure if I should actually bore you guys with a little bit more about it, but let's quickly read this article. I think it's actually fun. This one is from a couple of days ago, but once more, that sometimes does not matter. All these things are building up, and that's also why I left this open for you guys to see. 3 hours ago, 12 hours ago, 3 hours ago, people are finally starting to kind of catch up on the news that China's property market is getting a big crash, which is why the Dow really fell crazy. And of course, when the Dow falls, like we've seen very often, 2%, 3%, that's when the entire crypto market falls along too. And it was actually a rather big crash. It's kind of in the same nature as what we saw here. And then again, right now, it's again one of these Chinese situations. And I don't really like shouting that out. But it's one of those situations where you really can't do anything about it. It's like, it's China, so you better be prepared with your money on the sidelines to buy in like a madman. But let's quickly read up this story, all right? So, stablecoin issuer Tether has said it does not hold commercial paper issued by the Chinese real estate company Evergrande, which faces imminent default to the magnitude of the Lehman Brothers. According to a Tether spokesperson, the crypto company does not own any Evergrande commercial paper, debt, or securities, and denies ever holding any of the troubled real estate company's assets in the past. Quote, as we've indicated in our published statements and in our most recent assurance attestation, with a reporting date of June 30th, 2021, the vast majority of the commercial paper held by Tether is in a 2 and above rated issuers, the spokesperson affirmed. Now, concerns surround the financial stability of China Evergrande Group, which is again kind of a little backstory for all you guys, have been mounting around the globe, as the largest real estate developer faces a $300 billion debt pile that it may not be able to make interest payments on nor repay its principal come next week. So once more, guys, I kind of didn't want to get into it, but I guess we still had to because it's just such a big situation. And even though I always covered crypto news and not really the normal financial news, in this case, the news that we got here is so extremely important, I couldn't get around it. And guys, if you are enjoying these daily crypto updates, make sure you press that like button. We can easily get to about 250 likes if everybody presses that button right now. And again, it just helps a little bit with the YouTube algorithm, which is always why I keep asking for it. It just helps out. It doesn't cost you money. It doesn't give me money. It just helps the channel grow a little bit. And I'm really, really appreciative for all you guys' support. Evergrande is now the world's most indebted real estate behemoth and currently has more than 1,300 real estate projects across 280 Chinese cities on the go. The company also has roots in other industries, including electric vehicle manufacturing, film and TV, life insurance, and food production, as well as owns a football club and even a hospital. So they're a really big company, a behemoth. I mean, if you're $300 billion in debt, you can probably get it, right? And the situation is likely only going to get worse for Evergrande, which on Thursday announced via an exchange filing that its onshore real estate unit would halt bond trading in September 16th in order to allocate enough time for a full disclosure of its rating downgrade from AA to A. The company assured that trading would resume the following day, but it remains unclear as to why an entire day needs to be dedicated to making investors aware that its bonds have been downgraded from investment grade in China. Tether, in the meantime, has almost half of its assets in commercial paper and certificates of deposit, which is again how this entire thing relates back to crypto for a good part. Again, the entire Chinese situation instantly has an effect on the Dow Jones, which instantly has an effect on crypto. But again, it has a secondary factor because Tether was alleged to be involved with that. And by the way, this news is still not completely cleared up. People are still thinking that Tether is kind of quote-unquote lying about the situation. Again, I am not a financial advisor, nor do I have all the most important facts. I'm probably missing a ton of info. And that's why I can't give you guys true conclusions. But we can, however, see what we read, right? We read a lot of stuff here in these papers, and we're assuming the truth from it. However, again, take it with a grain of salt, as there might be some stuff that we are missing. For example, maybe Tether isn't telling us the truth. Who knows about that? I don't have the actual underlying facts in that regard. Some $30.8 billion worth of commercial papers. However, Tether is very secretive about its holdings, only disclosing that it does hold international commercial paper. Evergrande, for its part, is the largest commercial paper issuer in China's real estate market, owning some $32 billion worth of commercial paper at the end of last year. So you guys can see where the confusion is coming from, right? Tether owns a very, very large amount of these papers. Evergrande is one of the largest, or literally the largest paper issuer. Yeah, I can kind of get how people thought they might be involved with that. So, although Tether denies specifically holding paper issued by Evergrande, the inevitable collapse of the real estate developer, coincidentally on the 13th anniversary of the Lehman Brothers collapse, will certainly send ripple effects across the broader commercial paper market, which again could be really, really bad for Tether. You guys are saying we just rebounced really hard. Let me again put up the timestamp here so I can quickly put it in. I'm going to go to new topic. You know how much work this is, by the way, guys? Because every time I forget to put the timestamp in up front, I have to watch my entire video back and just really, really properly check every section to make sure I don't mess up. But I do my best because you guys said you really, really enjoy it. So I'm trying, all right? I'm trying. All right, you guys are saying we had a really big rebounds. I'm not really seeing that just quite yet. We did, however, touch a bottom for Bitcoin and for most other cryptos, as you can clearly see here. But that's already been a little while ago. That's basically in the morning. We already hit that bottom, and right now we're kind of building from there on forward. We didn't really bounce up that significantly just quite yet or anything. However, you can draw in the positive line on almost any crypto right now. The uptrend is basically back, or is continuing in some interesting fashion. So I'm pretty excited for it, at least. That's yeah. I'm not exactly sure where people are drawing it from that we're getting a huge bounce towards the upside. I'm seeing that in the comment section. But I can definitely say that things are looking good on the short term, but not that good as some people are making it out to be. What are these guys doing in the comment section? What's that? Thank you, Fullerene, for taking them away. That's pretty annoying, those spammers. All right. Let's quickly move on to the next topic here. So, Charles Gasparino is going on a complete rant. And I've actually been explaining that to you guys for a couple of videos now, that I think he's pretty good at what he does, in the sense that he's just always interesting, kind of. You know, he has newer facts, but mostly he's making these facts very important to the people. Or let me say it differently. He's making the facts that people already knew in the XP community known to kind of the mainstream and to way more people across Twitter. So, for example, one of the things which he just said was people who know Gary Gensler say chances of him ceding power or cooperating to engage the crypto industry in a new regulatory regime are close to zero. He will seek to leverage the SEC power on this unless Congress or the court steps in. So one thing I want to say about this one is, guys, I keep telling you, for these reasons which we are explaining right now, I will just be stacking up on XRP every single time. And I know it might sound strange, because I yesterday, for example, said I'm buying, but that was at $1. Right now I'm saying again, I'm buying, but right now it's at 93 cents. Am I stupid for that? You are the only person who can decide. I personally think we are very, very smart for this decision, because what we do is we basically look, okay, we're in a broader uptrend. Right now, I think the majority of you guys would agree that if you go to, for example, a weekly on the XRP basis, it looks pretty damn juicy most of the time, right? Again, you can, now this week's particularly has been kind of, I guess, a little bit of a negative one, but the week just started. This was last week, basically, where we actually got all those ideas in. Right now, we caught a little bit of a break because of China. But if you really draw any line or whatever, anything like that, you can still see things are still looking rather good, still looking rather amazing. And we haven't really fallen down that significantly. Specifically, if you, for example, put up a logarithmic chart for XP, like I've done a couple of times, things really aren't as bad as people make it out to be. Because, as I personally take it, it kind of looks as if the bull run, again, the big bull run that we're witnessing right now, started here all the way back in March of 2020. And we're just in one big continuous uptrend, basically. That kind of looks along the lines of this. I am drawing that with a mouse. So it's not perfect. Let me try that again, all right? Just to be, come on. Ooh, cringe. All right, better, a little bit better. That's kind of the line of the bull run which we are witnessing right now. And from that perspective, I keep telling people, well, yeah, you might say, oh, the price has gone down, so this or that. So, I mean, it's all about the future returns, to be completely honest with you. And so shorting is not in my best interest, because if I were to go short it right now, then I'm actually taking a risk of playing against the market. Right now, the market, the way that I look at it, it's upwards. It's upwards moving. And so what I should do is try to find the best positions to go long. Right now, as it currently looks, ooh, this is an interesting change. As it looks, again, just plainly looking at it, right? Let me take everything off here. Let me even put these two things off. Let's look at it pure nature. The way it looks, what we're witnessing right now is a little bit of a contraction or a correction, where we can just buy into and get a better long position going. That's the way it is looking. Now, I am not guaranteeing anybody that's a smart thing to do, because obviously anybody can lose money trading. What I am telling you guys is that I am most likely going to be doing that myself, because I personally think, well, my main long position, what was it now, guys? Was, I believe, 87 cents, my average buy-in. So if I buy more right now, that's going to be at about 92. I mean, that's not bad. It gets my average buy-in price to about 90 cents. And I keep telling you, as long as my liquidation price is at about 75 cents or so, I am not scared a single day of the week. And hopefully I can get that liquidation price even lower on my long XRP trades. But the way it currently stands, guys, I'm already extremely satisfied. And I personally think it's just going to make us a ton of freaking money, because I believe in the future value of XRP. If you don't do that, make sure you are a little bit more careful. I always buy multiple different altcoins, but XRP is my biggest buy right now by far, purely for the reason that they have a really exciting lawsuit going on. And again, let me timestamp this real quick. If we look at other altcoins, like, for example, ADA, BNB, Solana, all those, even though I'm excited about all of them, I'm a little bit less excited. And so, for example, ADA, many of the big guys I know, and when I say big guys, I mean people with a lot of money in crypto or that were here early, for example, what they do is they buy ADA, but they tell me with it, Ethereum, or Bitcoin for that matter, is my main coin. I hold ADA for the next 2-3 years or so, wait for, let's say, for example, $20 per ADA, then sell it all to buy more Bitcoin, as an example, because ADA is a cool concept, but it's really not better than the start of things, which are Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's what, again, a lot of people say. So I'm not really of that opinion. I personally think there's room for multiple different cryptos, specifically platforms to do really, really well. So that can be Ethereum, for example, Cardano, for example, a Solana, for example, and a Polkadot, or even maybe a BNB. But I will tell you that some of the ones in this list right now, Ethereum, Cardano, BNB, Solana, Polkadot, AVAX, and I don't actually know too much about Luna, but I guess that list is just read it for you guys. Those are all almost, even though they're really different in what the core values are, they're almost all kind of the same because they all help out with this DeFi space, all with this NFT space, all in the platform realm. Atom as well, like Rodolfo says here, there's a ton of them if you go on. Algorand, Atom, ICP, Matic could do it partially. They're all kind of in the same niche though. And that's the problem. Some of them are going to be moving out, and the question is finding out which one. However, that's not right now yet because I think we're in such a bullish area where most cryptos that we buy, and again, let me repeat that, most cryptos that we can buy right now will still do good if you look at it over a short-term time. Because once more, I still believe we're in the bull run. It just takes a little bit of zooming out to see it. It just takes for you to broaden your horizon a little bit. But we're not actually doing that bad, even though people are making it out to be one of the worst cases scenarios and like that. No. I personally see it as a little minor inconvenience for that matter. So I see a couple of you guys asking if we're going to go down further. Guys, I cannot tell you if we're going to go down further. What I can tell you, however, is how to prepare if we go down further, or how to prepare if we recover or anything like that. So my personal strategy for right now, let me tell you guys, all right? Let me tell you guys exactly to the core what I will be doing. And again, this is not necessarily the best scenario or the best thing to do, but I will tell you guys my opinion and what exactly I'm doing. So if you want that, make sure you press that like button real quick. If you want the numbers on it, right now, we are at about, 145 likes, about 450 people watching, which, again, I always find fascinating that many people show up to say hi. Again, if you're seeing this right now, say hi in the chat box real quick. It's always amazing to me, guys. I always get really, really excited about that. It's crazy, those numbers, right? That our community has grown this big, that we have 500 people sometimes watching at the same time, just watching the crypto news here. It is so humbling. And again, I really, really appreciate and thank you all for just stopping by and saying hi. It makes my day. I really look out to these, or how do you say it? I really look forward to these sessions. And again, guys, I'm not a native English speaker for all of you that did not know. So sometimes I mess up or I might say things a little bit wrong. Oh, wait a minute. I see you guys all chatting hi right now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the chat box, guys. Big shout out to all you in the chat box right there. You guys are all amazing. Amazing, not amazing. From Belgium. Where are you guys all from, by the way? Let me know in the comments section or in the chat box if you're in there right now. So my own personal strategy, guys. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be buying in a couple of different points. But let's actually take the lines back in there so I can show you guys a little bit of an easier fashion. Let's also zoom in a little bit further. Where will I be buying in? What sounds smart and what sounds stupid? So if you did not buy the dip just quite yet at about 87 cents or so, then let me tell you, you are already a little bit late to the party. So I'm going to tell you that you're going to have a little bit of a worse time than a couple of others, because definitely some people got in at that price. However, let's see it from this perspective. If you bought any of the last couple of days, your average price would have been about $1.04, because that's basically the average over the last at least week and a half or so. So if you bought at $1.04 versus now, you can already kind of get that at least, right? If we go back to the area at $1.04, you're getting about 12, 13% extra gains that all these people, again, are not having. They have zero, right? The maximum you could have gotten in terms of gains going back there is about 20%. So you're basically missing out on this initial little boost of about 6 or so percent. But again, you're still, if you just go back to the prices which you were at yesterday, have a 14% gain to come. So from that perspective, I'm always saying, I'm just going to buy. I'm just buying. Specifically because I do not believe we're in a bear market. There's just bearish influences with the China ordeal. Now, that, though, makes me a little bit more hesitant to go all the way in. What I'm doing right now is buying in. Right, for example, a critical area like right below here at about 93 cents, I would buy in critically, right? For example, around this area. Why? Because it's a critical resistance, but also a good support. So there's a good area that's just going to bounce back from here. I will be buying. It's also just because you have to buy at different areas, and it doesn't matter to the dot exactly where you do it. However, I'm going to be buying it right here, for example. I'm going to wait. Why? Because we've seen before. Let's actually check back, guys. What was the exact date that China banned crypto? I believe the exact date was when China, let's type it in, China banned crypto. Because what I'm thinking here is it could be, when was it, 2020? Let's see, China banned crypto 2021, I mean. Let's actually type that in. I'm only seeing the news from right now. Okay, here it says 30th of August, then it says 25th of July, 18th of May. It might have been 18th of May. That sounds kind of logical to me. So there's not actually a good date for it then. Let's quickly see. So the 18th of May, how are things doing at that time? That was right around here. Do any of you guys in the chat box know when exactly China banned the financial institutions to work with crypto? When did China ban financial, how can I look that up? Financial institutions to work with crypto. There we go. I do see the date. Now, 2013 is what I'm seeing right now. You guys are saying they always ban. That's the problem, though. They banned crypto every single year. Okay, I'm seeing here a lot of different places about the end of May. On Reuters, I see the 18th of May. This kind of sounds as if it could be the one on Reuters, because this is what it says here. That China bans financial payment institutions from blah, 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 blah. Okay, that kind of sounds like the one that we were looking for. It might not be it, but the idea is clear, right? What I wanted to say is it was really around that area last time in 2021. I'm all the way back. Let's see here. 2021, May 18th-ish. Right around here. So this is, yeah, okay. I'm trying to get it into perspective to give you guys a story, all right? Here is May 18th, this day right there, right? We had a very big crash the day after the China news came out, which again, we kind of have right now, right? There's China news that just came out. We have a pretty big crash the day afterwards, kind of. I think it happened the 18th, so it's about a day and a half afterwards, but you guys get the picture. So the good part is it's a big crash, so we get a good little chance to buy cheaper, which again, we're basically at the time or at the same area, which we got to buy at when China crashed the first time. The good side comes in that form that we get the same type of buying chance. The negative side about it is back then it crashed again quite a significant amount more, about 50% more from that point forward. So what's the good side, what's the bad side? What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say if we bought at that area, we are very, very lucky because at least we didn't buy at $2. We bought about at half that price. We got a 50% discount and our average price was 50% cheaper. However, because back then when China messed up the markets a little bit, we got an even worse 50% correction. You don't, at least I personally don't, again, now financial advice, buy everything at the exact same time. What I'll be waiting for, and what I'm going to try to do, is basically buy a lot at this area right here, wait for a couple cents down lower, for example, right here at about 78 cents, this area right here, as we're speaking, about right, can I put it in? Oh, I have to go on the other laptop. There we go, about right there. I would wait, for example, till we get a little bit above that area. I would start buying in too. So, for example, 81 cents or so, I would start buying in more. And I go and try that in different layers a little bit. Why? Because that way you have the highest chance that you're going to be buying just above the bottom. But more importantly, you get your average price as low as possible, where if you have a little bit of Tether or a little bit of dollar or a little bit of euro left, it's not the end of the world because there will be more chances to buy more crypto. There will always be more chances. And also, just keeping a little bit of side money is not that big a deal. It's just, in my own opinion, about getting a good deal and most satisfactory. I will be releasing a couple of videos on Patreon soon, guys, for mostly the mental clarity. A very good part of this entire crypto game is just the mental capacity. You know how many people sold their crypto today, guys? You know how many people sold, got scared, and just cashed everything out? So many. And that happens every single time that we get to into these situations. People just sell their crypto, get out because they're too afraid. And I don't want you guys to get the exact same thing. No, I want you guys to have the exact same opinion as I have, which is whenever we go down, but we're in a bullish market, again, remember what I just showed you guys. We're getting, we're getting in, so to speak, instead of getting out. Again, just my opinion. Usually it works. It doesn't always have to work. Some people see it negatively, thinking, okay, we made our big high here on the 6th of September, and right now we made a low, a higher, a lower high and a lower low. So it's a bearish run. It just depends on your perspective of things, man. It really does. Because, for example, the same thing happened right here. If you again look back at it. So the exact same thing happened here. We got a little bit of a bullish cycle. again, just kind of look at it from a logical perspective. We have a little bit of a bullish cycle, right? You can see it here. A couple of days of bullishness. We got a top. Kind of like we got here too. We got a top. It went down a little bit. Again, it went down a little bit. Got another top, okay? We got another top right here. So it went down a little bit, and it came back a little bit upwards, okay? Went down a little bit, came back a little bit upwards. Came down further. Again, came down further. Came down, for example, further here, which is the last part, before it came back up and actually decided to go all the way like this. It's a little bit squiggly, I know, but it's to give you guys an idea of that things kind of repeat each other or themselves, and people often get scared in these types of areas when the price is just at its lowest. When things get this most scary is when there's the most amount of money to be made, and it's for the people that know that these things always happen because they can make the most amount of money. All right, moving on with a couple of subjects because I have a lot of stuff to talk about there. The Charles man, right, Charles Gasparino, he's been really on my mind the entire day. Kind of sounds strange, I know, but he's been on my mind because that man is just talking so much about the Gary Gensler Ripple situation right now. It's insane. So he, for example, said, breaking, the SEC case against Ripple will likely determine just how much stroke the SEC has in regulating crypto. Legal experts tell Fox. We will discuss at 1:30 p.m. EDT. I've actually been thinking, to be honest with you, isn't it really peculiar how the SEC, as it currently stands, has all the control of crypto? I mean, the SEC is only supposed to have control over securities, yet with the way it is looking, they're actually trying to get all the control over crypto, and I don't know if that really should be right. And I keep debating those types of questions as well. But again, I don't really have a big legal team behind me to know what exactly is right. And if I had, they still wouldn't be from the US, and the rules are only applicable in the US, which is another important point. We are really worrying only about one country. And I know that country is definitely a big power, so it's pretty important. But we're only worrying about one country. Don't forget that. So it's very annoying to buy XRP in that country, the US. But once more, it's just one country, though. Don't forget that this is not a global battle. It is a very, very small battle with global consequences. All right. Decrypt here. I actually wanted to quickly give you guys some insights as well into the kind of the aspect of how much of an influence does the S&P, for example, or the stocks actually have. And the fun fact about that mostly is that it basically is increasing as time moves on here. And there weren't actually any real good statistics for it because I believe that it's really quite difficult to pinpoint it exactly. Because if you look at it, well, Bitcoin moves with such extra severity every time that the S&P moves that the correlation kind of becomes strange, right? Because Bitcoin and the S&P have their independent moves, but it's just very often when the S&P goes down specifically, Bitcoin goes down in the exact same day. So we'd have to calculate something really, really odd in that sense. Because if you again look at the general line of it and the correlation, they don't really match up that well. It's not really as if it's the same one-to-one thing. But again, if you look at the dips and how often the S&P dips and when Bitcoin follows that, again, some of the bigger ones, then it does coincide quite nicely and quite interestingly. But more importantly is how it keeps increasing with time. Don't forget that. It's a very important thing to think about, that the cryptos and stocks are getting more and more correlated as they, again, fall more and more under the SEC's hood, which, again, is something you might want to think about. Now, I also decided to quickly pick up here the charts or the statistics on the liquidations, right? You guys are always wondering about that, what they mean and if it's good or bad or anything like that. So liquidations basically happen, you have a couple of different meanings for that, but basically they usually happen when people go long or short and a radical change happens. Right now we got about $1.3 billion over the last day in terms of liquidations. If I refresh, might change a little bit. Let's quickly check it out. No, it was already kind of refreshed. So over the last hour, you can see about 500,000 worth of Ethereum, 500,000 worth of Bitcoin, and about just a very small amount of XRP got liquidated. That basically means in this case here, let's look, right, on Binance, the majority of people who went short right now got their money just kind of deleted. On FTX, a majority of the people who went long got their money deleted, and so forth and so on, right? What it refers to, once more, let me quickly explain it, is these were people saying, okay, the crypto prices are going to move upwards. Those were going long. They got wrecked for the most part. These were people who were saying, oh, the crypto price is going to go down. They got a really nice off of it. Now, if you look over 24 hours, though, by the way, I keep telling you guys, Bybit is my favorite exchange. It's almost always as well the biggest or one of the craziest in terms of volume or just activity basically. If you are making money in trading and it's not via Bybit, that's very peculiar. If you're a leverage trader, that is. Because I don't know who doesn't use Bybit for leverage trading right now. All my friends use it. I use it all the time. It's just my personal thought, by the way. You can do whatever you want, however. So, yeah, just again, you can look at here. The majority of people who had a long position open actually got their money lost right now because we had such a big crash. And even though it doesn't really, come a long way if you compare it to what we saw about a week and a half ago, it's not even half the candle. It's still pretty significant, though, how many people lost their money who were bullish on crypto, basically. And that's, again, why often people call it a little bit of a shakeup. All right. So I also have one article here about volatility, healthy volatility, and its implications for the crypto markets. Make sure you understand, guys, volatility and these big crashes are healthy, are very, very healthy. You don't know what is real. You don't know what is fake in these markets. You don't know what exactly has really dire consequences and what doesn't. You don't know a lot of these things in the crypto market, which is why we usually just take these things at face value and try to make the best out of them. So from that perspective, all I keep doing is just understanding the market more and more and more, look up more in terms of literature about how people's psychology works, because ultimately that's the game you're playing, right? You're playing against other people's minds. Understand that volatility means that people are getting excited about something or that some event is happening. You don't get volatile for nothing. It's either people trying to manipulate the market, but even then, if somebody's trying to manipulate it, there's money to be made, right? Don't forget that. So yeah, I'm definitely quite excited about a volatile market like this, and I definitely won't complain because it's at least a lot better than the sideways trading we've had for so many freaking days right now. I remember everybody complaining in the comment section saying, "Oh, it's so bad, so bad." At least it's not sideways trading anymore. At least we went a direction, and now we can finally start acting and make some extra money with that. All right. Let's quickly see what you guys said in the comment section because we are about a half an hour in. Just going to answer a couple of questions, and then we're going to commence or end, I guess. Dusty, are there any exchanges that allow leverage that are not in the U.S.? If you're not in the U.S., most exchanges work fine. If you are in the U.S., it's very difficult. Bybit is, of course, not in the U.S. I don't know any leverage exchanges in the United States that work. I don't really know too much about that at all anyway. Let's quickly see. Rise and shine. Yeah, where you guys are watching this video from? Or the live stream, I should say. Right now, it's still a live stream. Where you guys are watching from? Oh, Richard says, are there any exchanges that allow leverage that are allowed in the U.S.? So, Coinbase was trying to get it done. I think 3 days ago, I put up a video where I explained that Coinbase was trying to get into it. But some people are saying that KuCoin can. However, I'm not too sure how the connections with KuCoin and the US really work. So I'm going to personally make an account on KuCoin and I'll let you guys know. Because as I've said before, if I have a referral type of thing, sometimes I can get people some either discounts or some bonuses or something like that. For example, with Bybit right now, I am going to try get I don't want to say the number anymore, right? But a good XRP competition going on as well. Maybe next week or something like that, which is why I'm really excited about him. Maybe KuCoin can get it too. Then maybe I'll start trying that out as well. But I haven't personally used KuCoin ever, so I don't really know for a fact. And also, the chat was really cluttered with just those guys, huh? Holy smokes. You guys all saw it, the messages. But Fullerene putting in a lot of work to get it all deleted. Thank you, Full. That was crazy, man. That was very annoying. Those are just spammers, but yeah. Uphold in the U.S. and use Uphold. Yeah, but Monica G. We're talking about leverage exchanges, which is a little bit more difficult. Dusty the BitBoy as resource person. Good job, bro. Dusty the Bit. What do you mean? D Pearson, no worries, my friend. Let's see. I use KuCoin. Okay, KuCoin is great. I might actually have to give KuCoin a try. You know why? Because for the longest time here, I've not been able to tell people from the U.S. a good place. And a lot of you guys are saying KuCoin. I'm going to check it out. All right? I'll definitely try it today or tomorrow. And I'll arrange it for you. Yadi says, hey, Dusty, are you an expat or born Dutch? Let me tell you this. My first language is Dutch, so I speak Dutch a lot better than I speak English. Which is funny, huh? But he says you have to use a VPN if you want to leverage in the USA. So even on KuCoin, I think you do need a VPN, huh? So then it doesn't matter if you use KuCoin or anything, or Bybit for that matter, I guess. But again, I cannot recommend you to use a VPN, obviously, right? I mean, think about it. I can't recommend something like that. You are not allowed to trade on any other platform that is not allowed in your jurisdiction, are my official words. Can you do it though? Theoretically, yes. I can't, however, recommend. Huang says, Dusty, what's your opinion about ISO 20022? Is it a fraud? What? XRP, Algo, XLM, IOTA, ADA are not in the charts. Check it on Wikipedia. Somebody has edited. That's a very peculiar opinion. You're thinking it's a fraud, and all those cryptos are not in the charts on Wikipedia. Huh. Okay, Matthew says you don't need a VPN for KuCoin. Okay, I'm going to check KuCoin out, guys. I'll check it out and give my review pretty shortly here, most likely within 3 days or something like that from now. I'll get that done. Don't worry about it. I got you guys. I'm going to try also contact them, see if I can get some bonuses or something like that. But don't go tuition, but I'm going to try. Kraken, I don't use Kraken. I don't like the exchange at all, personally. Uphold is safe. Uphold is sort of safe. A lot of people use Uphold. A lot of people do. However, I personally did not like the support because there's a couple of... let me say it like this. Uphold is definitely one of the easiest ways for U.S. citizens to buy XRP. For sure. Right? Can't really say otherwise. However, I must also say that Uphold has a couple of strange policies in there with the way that they handle accounts, which I really haven't gotten too familiar with just quite yet, I should also add, but I can't say I really like it. And what I mean is that they can freeze your accounts. If you, for example, want to withdraw but they suspect some suspicious behavior, they can freeze it for a very long time and a couple things in that nature, which is just kind of annoying. But that's because they're a U.S. exchange and they're properly regulated in the U.S. So yeah, it's just kind of annoying. It's kind of slow and everything like that. So it's quote-unquote safe. But I'm always thinking Uphold is only where I would kind of buy XRP on if we're in the US. The rest of my crypto I would most likely just buy over on Coinbase and then kind of move it over. What I would personally do, guys, to be just completely honest with you, is I would most likely use a VPN and just go for example, Bybit and Binance. So Bybit for the leverage and Binance for the normal buying. But that's maybe because I'm always used to using those platforms now that I don't use a VPN. So once more, I can't recommend you to do that, but that is what I personally, I think, would do. Georgio says, bag me some XRP and HBAR today. I'm riding this wave alongside you, bro. Georgios, as I said it a couple of times to my friends as well in the real life. You know, there's always a sucker who's losing way more money than you. And there's always a sucker right now crying because they lost all their money on a leverage trade. And so, if I lose money, I know it's temporary. Some people just lost their freaking house or something in the market. At least I'm here chilling. You know, I'm losing money. I'm not feeling great. But somebody's feeling awful. And in some strange way, that is making me feel a little bit better about my losses. That's very dark, maybe. But I do feel about it that way. It's like, somebody must have it way worse in terms of trading. Not of course, in normal life. I don't mean it that deep. I just mean, if I'm losing money, somebody most likely losing way, way more. Yeah, and I kind of feel as if that does something good for my mental game. So, hey, Dusty, price prediction on Solana, XP, and HBAR. So, just some quick price prediction thoughts. Is XRP, I would say lawsuit-wise, again, I'm personally hoping for at least, that's what I'm shooting for, at least $12. Solana, I'm just holding that one until really $500 as a minimum. And HBAR, I don't really have a price prediction for, but HBAR, I don't think I'm ever going to sell either. I think that crypto has right now been on a really big run. Might correct pretty solidly, but it will build itself back up. And there's also, I think, another 1,000% to gain in HBAR as well. My own personal thoughts. Again, not a financial advice, my personal thoughts. By the way, guys, if you're still watching this, make sure you press that like button. There's a ton of people watching still, which I find amazing. Don't get me wrong. But make sure you press that like button to support the channel a little bit. We can get to at least, I think, 300 likes. There's been about 5,000 people who turned the stream on by now. So let's get up to about... let's get to 300 likes. That would be pretty cool. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Stick a fork in Solana. How much? Okay, that's actually a fun question. Jamie asks here: how much you make from YouTube or crypto? Which is more? That question I get quite often in the comment section as well. But I used to get it way more often. I see, for example, one question like that every couple of days. So it's still kind of often, but then again, it isn't. But then again, I've done it for years now. So it's actually not that much. if you compare it, that's how I usually like to do it, right? Because I don't want to throw the numbers out there. But if you compare it to my normal job that I usually do, I consider it a job, but it's just like I do my own things. It's the YouTube effort is about 3 to 4 days worth of my normal job for an entire month of YouTube. Let me say it like that. So is it worth it in terms of money? No. A live stream, for example, like this, now we've earned 10 euros with the chat, right? But very often a live stream earns maybe a $6, for example, for an hour. It depends a little bit. Sometimes it can be way more, don't get it wrong. But sometimes it's almost nothing because the ads don't work on live streams from my end sometimes. So it depends. What is your normal job? That's a discussion for another day, guys. I've covered it a ton of times here on the channel, but that's a discussion for an entirely other day. Another thing is, if you're asking me if YouTube or crypto pays more, you're definitely new to the channel, I guess. That's very funny. I like that. And Huang, I'll definitely be looking into it because you keep asking me a couple of times. I'll investigate a little bit more, but I'm not exactly sure what you mean with that, but I'll look into it because you've asked a couple of times, and I respect your question. I'll check it out. So let's also rephrase it. You can stake for, let's say, about a day or two and actually potentially make a lot more than the entire month's worth for no effort. Because staking is actually a beast if you know what you're doing, guys. There's also one little guide of mine over on, what's it called now? Patreon on staking. But I have to make more guides on that, I know. I'm just a little bit slow at making some of the guides. Because I want to do it really, really properly. I don't like making half-assed guides. But staking is really one of the freaking wonders of this world, man. Staking is so good if you know what you're doing. It's so amazing. It's free money, man. How do you do it? It really depends. Every protocol is a little bit different as to how to get into it. Once more, I have a little guide over on Patreon. But also, you can just type into the freaking YouTube section how to stake, you know, and then type the crypto you want to stake for. XRP, you can't do it, but a couple other ones you can. You can definitely look into it. It's definitely something I would recommend. Talk about staking on Bybit. They offer 250% plus APY. I didn't even know that. I don't actually do too much on Bybit except for trade. So I'm not too sure about that, my friend, Jared. Could be. They have a lot of cool actions. How do you call them? Not commercials, but oh, right now we have this action and this action. In Dutch, it's like aanbieding. I don't know the English word. Like, I'm going to call it actions every here and there. Dual asset mining. Yeah, I'm not too aware. I actually usually, whenever I see it, I just try to press in and I put the money that I have left in there. Is there any more brokers that allow leverage? I'm not sure, my friend. I don't know. Do you recommend staking Cardano now or waiting? I don't really know why I would ever wait with staking something, except for maybe Ethereum 2.0, which could be scary. For the rest of the ones, I don't really see there's any really big issue with it. Why would you wait with staking Cardano? I don't really know why. It's figuring out, because staking Cardano is not as easy as some people make it out to be. You have to make a couple of choices. You, however, could also just stake through some providers like Binance or something. So, yeah, some offers. That's it. That was what I was looking for. A couple of offers. All right. Huang, I'll be looking into it because you asked 1,000 times, but it seems like a very good question, so I'll look into it. Guys, I want to end the stream right here. You guys have had your fair share of questions right now. We had about 10, 12 minutes worth of questions. We might do another round of questions pretty damn soon. But again, I try to not make these videos too long so people can actually watch them back. I now have to spend another, 25 minutes just putting in the freaking timestamps for you guys because I promised you all. Oh yeah, Nebi says you can use the Yoroi wallet for Cardano to stake. I guess that's pretty simple then indeed. But I'll get to recording another update because there's another one coming in a couple of hours once I get some more news. I usually do at least 3 a day. But let me tell you guys as well. If you are not getting notifications for my videos, I recommend you all to join this Telegram. There's actually 2 Telegrams that I have right now. There is this Alerts Telegram. This is the one I have. And there's also an English group. Both of these links are in the description down below. Join those Telegrams so you don't miss out. All right? So one is just a group where you can chat with me and ask me questions and just chill. Don't ask too much stuff, but you can just chill in there and ask with, talk with everybody. And one is the alerts. So I just post a video on here every single time that I posted one on YouTube. So you always get the notification, bam, bam, bam. All right. So make sure you check that out. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video. Thank you all for watching the stream. Thank you all for stopping by. And it probably won't be another urgent because this is the only urgent thing I could think about. Unless we have a crazy pump, then I might do another urgent video. But I think the urgent tag here was pretty important because of the huge move in price. So